Every October, Christians ask the same question: should we celebrate Halloween? Some call it harmless fun, while others call it demonic. But what if the answer isn't as simple as a yes or no? Today, I want to talk about 3 reasons why Christians should not participate and 3 reasons why maybe we can. And then I want to talk about it and hear from you in the comments. Let's talk first about 3 reasons why Christians should not celebrate Halloween, because that is some people's viewpoint and maybe the way they've been raised. And the first thing that Christians would say if they are not going to celebrate Halloween is that it glorifies darkness and not the light. See, Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 11 says, "Have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness." And so for some, there's a reality that Halloween is rooted in the celebration of things like death and fear. And Scripture calls us to separate ourselves from those things. So maybe even if it's just for fun, for some, they see it as a way to separate themselves from a celebration that has the appearance of evil. What about the way it can desensitize us spiritually? That's the second reason why maybe we should not, as Christians, celebrate Halloween. I mean, think about most of the imagery that goes along with this celebration. And here's a reality. This is a very real thing you have to consider. You know, the enemy is deceitful. His number one, gift, if I can call it that, is deception. And maybe there's subtle things that kind of become normal in our celebration of Halloween that Christians should abstain from. Celebrating these dark imagery can maybe dull our senses to spiritual things. And I've even heard of ex-Satanists and people outside of the Christian faith who come into the Christian faith and warn us to be careful with the celebration of something like Halloween. And maybe number 3 is another reason why we should not celebrate Halloween. It confuses our witness. 1 Ephesians 5:22 says, "Abstain from all appearance of evil." Abstain from all appearance of evil. Why do you think it tells us to do this? Maybe it's because the world is watching. They're watching how we live our life as Christians. And if we're going to represent the light, maybe celebrating and participating in Halloween dims our message. So sometimes it's not about what we're free to do, but it's about what we're called to do. And maybe the best option for you is to say, I will not celebrate Halloween. But I want to give you 3 reasons why maybe you should. And then again, I want to hear from you in the comments. Number 1, a reason why we should participate in Halloween is we're called to be the light in a very dark world. Matthew 5:14 says, "You are the light of the world." Think about that. Halloween is one of the few nights when throngs of people are going to show up to your doorstep. Maybe you should turn your light on instead of turning it off and welcome people to your home and give them some free candy. Because after all, that's all my kids were ever after, was the free candy. It's an opportunity just to maybe meet some neighbors that maybe you've never met. In my neighborhood, there's someone that cooks tacos and has a big party. And as people are walking through, it's free to anyone that is coming through the neighborhood. Number 2, I don't know if you've ever thought about this, but Luke 10:19 declares that we have authority over the enemy and over darkness. You see, why, if we have the power over the darkness, would we run and hide from the darkness on a day and a night like Halloween? Fear doesn't have to control what we do because Jesus has already defeated death and fear. And now we can confront it and we can live a transformed life because of that. So maybe one of the best things you can do is just take yourself and be among people that, hey, man, listen, I mean, I've seen plenty of people, think they've got the gift to cast out demons and then hide on Halloween. Don't hide on Halloween. Come out wherever you are and use that power that you claim to have against the darkness in the darkness. Number 3, maybe one of the reasons we should participate in Halloween as Christians is it can be redeemed. It can be redeemed. A lot of churches use fall festivals and trunk or treats to engage families. I mean, let's think about it. What's the difference between putting on a costume and getting free candy at a church or putting on a costume and getting free candy in your neighborhood? There's not a lot of difference, but we would not, sometimes open up our homes. So churches open up their parking lots. Churches put on fall festivals full of games and, fun, and allowing the kids to just have a place to come and enjoy themselves. Let's redeem a day that maybe at its core is rooted in evil. Maybe it's not. But let's redeem it and love on people like Jesus would. The enemy doesn't get to own a day on the calendar because God made them all. So maybe there's a strong reason why we should participate in Halloween. Should Christians celebrate Halloween? I think it depends on your own conviction and mission. The reality is if it pulls you into darkness, then maybe you should step away from it. Maybe you should not celebrate Halloween. But if it's your moment to shine your light bright and to reach those in your community, I say go for it. Let's walk in wisdom either way. Let's not judge each other based on what we've decided to do. And I want to hear from you in the comments. If this made you think, hit that button, like this video, comment, share, subscribe. And I want to hear from you in the comments what you think. As a Christian, should we or should we not celebrate Halloween? I think it's going to be a good discussion down below.